And this one will give you a center of mass like around here. I can show you, which is not what you wanted, and for that I will break the vector and select only what I want. Vector to number. I'll connect just the X and Z and leave the other as default, which is 0. You can also set it 0 here if you want. It's 0 as default, so I'll leave it like that. So you see where it's placing the root. This is before and after. And yeah, it's a personal preference. You can leave it as default if you want, but you can test to see how it will do. You will see that this is mostly visible when you switch directions. If you have this inside the blend space for run forward, run left, and run right, you will see it shifting direction. And I think you can add some animations for getting into left or getting into right, like a slight plant and turn or something like that, to make it not look like sliding. I have a video that I show how the controller I made inside Unreal works, and you'll see it going left and right like this from the hips instead of going from the feet, like an inverse pendulum or something like that. So yeah, that's about it. This is the process that I use to retarget, and once I finish with retargeting, I will plot the skeleton. And you see here plot extensions, it's activated, so this will plot the root as well, and then I can go on and turn off any relation constraints that I have. I will leave the arrow as I want to see where the root is going. And once this step is done, I go in and select the bones I want to export, because when I work on the body, I want to keep the facial bones of the export that I do, just in case I do any modifications on the facial rig. And also I get this ugly head control base bones created when I export from Maya. I have some setup with expressions, and I think those might create these bones, but what I have to clean up my rig, it's a Python script. It's a simple one, which is calling cleaning list append, cleaning rig. Alright. So I see here I made if you have control base in the name, or sculpt or scald, and I will delete those models. Run it. I need to select all the bones that I want to run the script on, and these were my bones. Left here control base, sculptor, turkey control base. Yeah, and now I should have 149 compared list. So running it again, it will show, yeah, have 149 on this. This is my list, my base list of bones that I should have on a character, and I compare this against the bones that I have inside here. So once this step is completed, I go ahead and select all the bones up to this. So let's select this. left shoulder, leg, left leg, select branches, offset head control, and I'll create a group so it will be easier to export next time. Call it export bones. And that should be it. And I save selection, so I save only these bones. Run arch loop. And it's done. One thing that I did, because I'm working with Motionbuilder 2016 and they updated the FBX SDK and the binaries, I don't know, Unreal. I don't know about the new version 4.12 if they updated the FBX SDK. I would think not. So I made an export script to export it as ASCII, because when you save one take per file, Motionbuilder doesn't work with his default exporter, doesn't export them as ASCII. It still export them as binary, and Unreal just crashes when you try to import those binary files. So I have this takes 3, and I save them as ASCII. And what I have to do is to select the takes I want to export. If you guys are interested into this script, if you have issues as well working with Motionbuilder 2016, I can upload this exporter. So it's run arch loop. I select this one, then the bones, and export selected takes. To check if it actually saved as ASCII or not, you open it with any text editor, and if it's not ASCII, you'll see this binary code here. And I will check the other one that I saved with my exporter, and you see it shows the file properly. And I will show you again with the default exporter what it's doing. So save selection. You see it was selected as FBX ASCII. It just chooses to save it as binary with the exporter. What I found, on the other hand, it was doing the same thing was when I was saving the file, like Control S saving the file. It was picking up all the references and also not saving it as ASCII. So save as works as ASCII, and I will show you what I did. Oh, it actually exported all the takes. I will show you in a minute what I did to have the save as working. Save as works, but export selected doesn't work. Export to. So no save one take per file. It's just a save as. I will choose to save the run arch loop left. So it works, but on the save as, you'll have to clean up the file before you export it. You'll have to leave just the root or the bones that you want to export and use the save as function. Well, yeah, that's ugly. So having your own exporter, it's better. And with my own exporter, it was not working either when without doing a change into the preferences, and I will show you where to do that. So inside documents, you have this MB folder, go 2016, and you have the config. And I think is this, I can check which one is edited. Yeah, this one is new edited. Right, let me open with Sublime. And it was something with S. Or might not be this one. BXF curve. Save load. One thing that was annoying, it was embedding all the files, and I had like 400 megabytes of texture, and it was embedded those files with my FBXs when I was just clicking save, and I was getting these huge FBXs with all the TGA files embedded into it. So here is the place where you need to come and click no, I don't want to do that. Embed, save selected, one take per file, and it was something with the here. Format, file format available option are binary and ASCII. So here I had to set the format default as ASCII. So all my files get saved as ASCII as default. And yeah, this is where I had to come to set it as ASCII, so my exporter also works when it's using the export function. I saw someone was complaining on a forum about the same thing, and he got a fix from Autodesk or something like that, but they never included that fix into a service pack. Hopefully in 2017, if it comes out, it will work. Until then, that's what I had to do to get it working. So yeah, this is my process. I showed you how to set the character inside Maya, check to make sure you have the proper orientation on your joints, which is very important. It's for me, I was not paying too much attention to these details at first. I was dragging the skeleton, yeah, the default skeleton, placing it around on the character and using the skin, and yeah, it was far from perfect. And I exported it. I showed you how to export it from Maya. I had to do a cleanup because it's doing the hierarchy here in Maya. It doesn't show any control base. And I looked around on forums. No one mentioned that they get this control base issue. So I'm checking to see if I have them inside Motionbuilder and just delete those bones. Alright, I showed you how to orient the joints inside the Motionbuilder to get them straight. Rotate, orient, get a straight T-pose. And I'm keep pressing buttons here on this interface. Opening 3ds Max. I think the computer doesn't want me to finish this tutorial so soon. Yeah, Kubold character. I'll show you how to set up constraints. We have the root to transfer the root motion from the other character, how to scale the character in order to match with your target. You'll get issues if you use match target. If let me have this guy, and if I scale it and I come here and I want to that's very strange, because it used to go to the hand and now it doesn't. I think I had something set inside character. If I have set match target, I think it's doing that thing. Targeting match source. Yeah, that was it. So when it's freeform, I see that it is doing his own solving, trying to scale him. So I was using match source before. You see, if you scale him, it will match it properly. Sometimes you want to have the same motion. So if I turn off match source, you see it's doing its own offset. It's not matching the animation. Alright. I knew it was a purpose for the scale. It was not showing them. Alright, I showed you how to scale, how to set up constraint, and how to get the center of mass on your character to use as a root. How to plot and how to save selected animations. And as I mentioned before, if you want me to put that exporter in a script so you guys can use it as well, I can do so. Just leave it in the comments below or on Twitter, and I'll get back to it. It won't be long. I just need to clean it up, but if you guys have it already or use some other ways to export your animations, doesn't make sense. So that's about it. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to split this into multiple parts, I think, as it got to 1 hour of recording. I'll try to keep it short. Thanks for watching and have a great day.